With Denver Broncos mandatory minicamp, OTAs, and rookie minicamp officially in the books, and we're honestly less than a month away from the start of training camp, there is a lot of things, a lot of rumblings going around regarding the Denver Broncos and this season. Now, the one thing that we need to talk about in this video is the one guy that they stole, the one rookie that everybody wanted, but the Denver Broncos got. We're going to talk about it in this video. Before we dive into this standout, before we dive into this future star player for the Denver Broncos, do me a favor and comment down below, who do you think could break out for the Denver Broncos this season? It could be a rookie, a second-year player, a veteran, someone they just signed. Who do you think is going to be an X factor for this team going into this season? And with that being said, let's just get right into the video. At this point, you can already tell who the guy is. Pat Bryant, man, he could be different. Now, the first thing I want to do when talking about Pat Bryant is I actually want to show you the exact quote from Sean Payton when he was asked about Pat Bryant before even seeing him put on a Denver Broncos uniform, before even seeing him practice with the Broncos. He had something to say about him, which I believe you guys need to hear.
We always talk about who's he remind. We try to find comps, and look, there were so many things about his game that reminded me of Mike Thomas. And with respect to Mike, who became, I mean, holy cow, you know, you don't ever want to put pressure on a rookie like that. We're just talking about traits, but real explosive off the line of scrimmage, very competitive, very tough. And again, you know, we mentioned this yesterday, periodically you have more insight maybe on a certain player. Jim Leonard worked at Illinois the year before we hired him. And so Jim had insight as to the makeup, toughness, and I really think, you know, the body of work and all the additional film study, but his size and his hands are outstanding. Excelled at crunch time. I mean, he had, I think, a walk-off, a couple of these big plays. Obviously, he's physical, and so, but the player comp for me, it reminded me, forget the jersey number, just of a lot of traits that Mike had.
Just to compare and show you what Michael Thomas did throughout his career, his first 4 seasons in the NFL, he had over 1,000 receiving yards, getting up to 1,700. He had 3 years out of 4 where he scored 9 touchdowns. And then there was a little bit of a drop-off because injuries. 7 games, 3 games, 10 games, and unfortunately that was the end of his NFL career, at least thus far. Maybe he works his way back, but this is a guy that was a super athlete with great hands, great physical traits, but reminds Sean Payton exactly of what he gave, or Mike Thomas gave them in New Orleans just, 5-6 years ago. Now, if he can put up anywhere close to this type of production, that is a difference maker. Guys, it doesn't stop there. Once they actually got him in the building, once they actually started seeing him at practice, things started to change, and not in the bad way. This dude was making plays every time he saw a rep. I mean, whether it came to blocking, whether it came to making a play down the field, making or creating separation, finding space after a catch, this dude has lit up camp thus far, okay? And yes, I get it. Training camp is still a little bit away. We still need to see how he does with the pads and how he does with, defense going 100%, right? We need to see how he does during the preseason. But the early signs right now, Pat Bryant is not only going to play, he could be an absolute superstar within this organization within just a few years' time. Now, what do you think about that? Do you think this is true? Because, again, what we're seeing and what we're hearing is, wow, this dude is different, right? Do you guys believe Pat Bryant has what it takes to be the next breakout, the next potentially Cortland Sutton type of receiver in this offense? Or do you think there's a lot of smoke right now? Now, before I show you where and why I think he's going to be a day one fit on this offense, do me a big time favor, guys. Hit the like button if you simply just want more Denver Broncos highlights, film, news, notes, right? We're going to be covering the Broncos throughout the entirety of this offseason, which is going to cover all of training camp. And then from there, we're going to cover all of preseason football, including all 22 coaches' film, just like the film analysis we're going to do in this video a little bit, right? But also regular season, everything you can think of, we've got you guys covered. So make sure you join the family. It is free to subscribe, right? It doesn't cost you anything to join the family and subscribe to the channel. And you guys can always unsubscribe at a later point in time if you see the fact, or if you want to, right? Now, one reason I love Pat Bryant is because of the height, the physicality, the length. He reminds me a lot of Courtland Sutton in some ways. Now, obviously not a spitting image, but he has a lot of similar traits. Now, when you look at Courtland Sutton play, he plays with the physicality that not a lot of guys play with. Look at him go through here, boom, just work his way through some guys, gets to the second level, and watch him just find space, right? Sits in space, gets a nice little pickup, and takes it 17 yards just like that. And all he's doing is, right, he's understanding, okay, this is a zone defense. Okay, so now he goes, he finds a space, and he sits. You don't need to do anything else. Let's go pick up a first down. That's what he does, man. And I feel like Pat Bryant plays with a very similar type of style where it's like, listen, I just want to get open, and I want to ensure that my quarterback doesn't have to make a tough throw. Great route runner, and is very smart and instinctual when, running routes. Now, this is one play from Pat Bryant that I can show you from the Senior Bowl, and this is something I love. So you can't see him on your screen right now. I can try to show you, but he's towards the bottom here, okay? So he's all the way down here, okay, if you guys can see him. Now, the first thing I want to show you is, look at how there's no safety up over the top, okay? So in the NFL, this is what you would call a yes-no read. Okay, now essentially, what is a yes-no read? It's when the quarterback sees a matchup that he likes, in this case, Pat Bryant. He notices that's one-on-one. If there was a safety, let's just say right here, that could get over there, you would probably circle no in your head. You wouldn't want to throw that ball. But since there is no help over the top at all, this is a yes read. We're like, okay, I love Pat Bryant. I love our wide receiver over their DB. I'm throwing this football, okay? So as they drop back in the pocket, he doesn't even look at anybody else. He maybe pump fakes that, and then boom, takes a shot down the field because he know his guy, Pat Bryant, is going to be up there. He's going to be able to go make a big play, and that's what he did all college season long. If you put him in one-on-one situations, he was going to dominate for really good reasons. Very similar to a guy like Courtland Sutton and a guy like Michael Thomas. But also, those guys add different. They're not just 50-50 ball, yes-no read guys. They're also route runners that can block the line of scrimmage and have physicality to them. Pat Bryant, I'm telling you, everybody wanted Pat Bryant. They just didn't know when he would go. And he went earlier than people thought. And man, are they excited that they maybe reached a little bit for him. Now, I wish I could show you some film from, when he played in college. Unfortunately, they don't let me show that without copyright, so we can't really do that right now. It sucks. But here's another play of Courtland Sutton. This is another thing I love from Pat Bryant. He does a very similar type of thing. He gets off press well because of his physicality. And look at this route run and look at the holding here, right? Great job. Dude, I'm telling you, Courtland Sutton is a beast, but Pat Bryant, he's coming.
Pat Bryant, you talked about the profile you guys are looking for as guys with a lot of confidence. What did you just see in interview rooms, with him?
I like bigger receivers. He's good at the line of scrimmage, and I would say he's got exceptional strong hands in traffic. So it's not that I don't like smaller receivers. I do. But the bigger receivers that can block and physical at the line of scrimmage, he showed those traits.
Now, let me know in the comments down below how you feel about Pat Bryant in this wide receiver core going into next season. There's one more rep I want to show you here with Pat Bryant. Evan Ingram also in there, and here comes Pat Bryant, last one. Just so smooth, looks so good, and makes it look so effortless, man. So hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, turn on post notifications for more videos just like this, and I'll see you during the next video, and also training camp as well. Peace.